Welcome to Hollywood Secrets Information. In this video, we're diving deep into one of the most iconic romantic comedies of all time, Pretty Woman, 1990. This film wasn't just a box office smash. It became a cultural phenomenon that turned Julia Roberts into America's sweetheart and cemented Richard Gere as one of Hollywood's smoothest leading men. But what happened to the stars of this legendary film after the credits rolled? Who rose to greater fame? Who faded from the spotlight? And where are they now in 2025? Stay tuned, because we're about to reveal the fascinating then and now journey of the Pretty Woman cast, with stories you may have never heard before. 1. Julia Roberts as Vivian Ward. Then, 1990, at just 22, Roberts became Hollywood's it girl overnight. She had already appeared in Mystic Pizza, 1988, and Steel Magnolias, 1989, but Pretty Woman skyrocketed her career. Now, 2025 today, Julia Roberts remains one of the most respected and bankable stars in Hollywood. She won an Oscar for Erin Brockovich, 2000, prove her versatility in thrillers, The Pelican Brief, dramas, Closer, and comedies, My Best Friend's Wedding. She has seamlessly moved into television with Gaslit and streaming projects. At 57 in 2025, Roberts is admired not only for her acting, but also for her private family life with husband Danny Moder and their 3 children. She continues to command A-list respect, making selective but powerful film appearances. 2. Richard Gere as Edward Lewis. Then, 1990, Richard Gere was already a major star thanks to roles in American Gigolo, 1980, and An Officer and a Gentleman, 1982. As Edward Lewis, the wealthy businessman who falls for Vivian, Gere delivered a smooth, understated performance that perfectly complemented Roberts' youthful charm. Now, 2025 and the decades since, Gere has remained a Hollywood mainstay. He impressed critics with Primal Fear, 1996, Chicago, 2002, which earned him a Golden Globe, and Arbitrage, 2012. Though Hollywood shifted away from traditional leading men of his type, Gere reinvented himself with independent and international films. Today, at 76, Gere balances his career with activism. He's a dedicated humanitarian, particularly focused on human rights in Tibet. In 2025, he enjoys a quieter life with his wife, Alejandra Silva, and their children. Despite stepping back from mainstream blockbusters, Gere is cherished as one of Hollywood's enduring gentlemen. 3. Jason Alexander as Philip Stuckey. Then, 1990, Jason Alexander took on the role of Edward's sleazy lawyer, Philip Stuckey. Stuckey was manipulative, greedy, and predatory, making him one of the most despised villains in romantic comedy history. Now, 2025, just 1 year after Pretty Woman, Alexander became a household name as George Costanza on Seinfeld, 1989 to 1998, one of the most iconic sitcom characters ever. He's since balanced TV, film, stage, and voice acting roles. At 65, Alexander is still active in both acting and directing. He continues to pop up in TV shows, Broadway productions, and animated series. While audiences love him for his comedy, many still remember him as the loathsome lawyer from Pretty Woman. 4. Laura San Giacomo as Kit DeLuca. Then, 1990, Laura San Giacomo played Kit DeLuca, Vivian's streetwise roommate and best friend. Her performance added grit and heart to the story. Now, 2025, after Pretty Woman, San Giacomo starred in Sex, Lies, and Videotape, 1989, which earned her a Golden Globe nomination and had a long TV run on Just Shoot Me, 1997 to 2003. Today, at 62, she works steadily in television, NCIS, Saving Grace, often portraying strong, nuanced women. Though not in the A-list spotlight, she is respected for her craft and for advocating disability awareness, inspired by her son's journey. 5. Hector Elizondo as Barney Thompson. Then, 1990, Hector Elizondo played Barney Thompson, the warm-hearted hotel manager who discreetly helps Vivian transform into a lady of high society. His subtle, gentlemanly performance became one of the film's most beloved elements. Now, 2025, Elizondo has remained a prolific character actor across film and TV. He worked with director Gary Marshall in nearly all of Marshall's films, including Runaway Bride, 1999, and The Princess Diaries, 2001-2004. At 88 in 2025, Elizondo is celebrated as a Hollywood treasure, with recent TV credits like Last Man Standing, 2011-2021. His dignified presence and versatility have made him a fan favorite for over 60 years. 6. Eleanor Donahue as Bridget, then 1990. Eleanor Donahue, known for Father Knows Best in the 1950s, played Bridget, a boutique saleswoman. Though a smaller role, her appearance was memorable for fans familiar with her classic TV career. Now, 2025 Donahue, now 88, has largely stepped away from acting, though she appeared in TV guest spots through the 2000s. She remains beloved as a figure from television's golden age and enjoys a quiet retirement. 7. Amy Yasbeck as Elizabeth Stuckey, then 1990. Amy Yasbeck appeared as Elizabeth Stuckey, Philip's wife. She was at the beginning of her Hollywood career when Pretty Woman premiered. Now, 2025 Yasbeck went on to star in Problem Child, 1990, alongside John Ritter, whom she later married. She has since worked in sitcoms and TV films. After Ritter's untimely passing in 2003, Yasbeck dedicated herself to raising awareness about heart disease through the John Ritter Foundation. Today, at 63, she occasionally acts but focuses more on advocacy. 8. Judith Baldwin as Susan, then 1990. Judith Baldwin had a minor role as Susan, one of Edward's acquaintances. She had worked in TV for years before this appearance. Now, 2025 Baldwin continued acting in TV shows and small films throughout the 1990s and 2000s. Today, at 79, she is mostly retired, though fans remember her warmly from various supporting roles. 9. Ralph Bellamy as James Morse, then 1990. Legendary actor Ralph Bellamy played James Morse, the kind-hearted businessman whom Edward respects. By the time Pretty Woman was filmed, Bellamy was already a veteran of more than 6 decades in film and television. Now, 2025 Bellamy sadly passed away in 1991, just a year after the film's release at the age of 87. He left behind a remarkable career spanning classics like His Girl Friday, 1940, and Trading Places, 1983. While he didn't live to see the long-lasting legacy of Pretty Woman, his final performances cemented his reputation as a beloved Hollywood elder statesman. 10. Alex Hyde-White as David Morse, then 1990. Alex Hyde-White played David Morse, James Morse's grandson. The role was brief, but it tied him to one of the decade's biggest films. Now, 2025 Hyde-White went on to steady work in TV and film, appearing in projects like Catch Me If You Can 2002. He has also worked in voice acting and producing. Now 66, he remains active in Hollywood, balancing acting with personal projects. 11. Larry Hankin as Landlord, then 1990. Larry Hankin, a well-known character actor, played Vivian's landlord. Now, 2025 Hankin went on to appear in dozens of iconic TV shows and films, including Friends as Mr. Heckles, Home Alone, and Breaking Bad. At 84, he remains active in Hollywood and has become something of a cult favorite. Legacy of Pretty Woman, the film grossed over $463 million worldwide, becoming one of the most successful romantic comedies ever. It launched Julia Roberts into superstardom, revitalized Richard Gere's career, and gave audiences unforgettable supporting characters. Even in 2025, Pretty Woman continues to be discovered by new generations through streaming platforms. Its Cinderella-like story, sparkling chemistry, and unforgettable soundtrack, Oh, Pretty Woman by Roy Orbison, keep it alive as a timeless Hollywood fairy tale. And that wraps up our deep dive into the Pretty Woman 1990 cast, then and now 2025. Some of the film stars went on to incredible careers. Some stepped away from the spotlight, and others left us with lasting legacies. But together, they created one of the most iconic love stories ever captured on film. If you enjoyed this trip down memory lane, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Hollywood Secrets Information for more incredible stories from Hollywood's past and present.